couldn't help but laugh, and his mood seems to brighten at the response. We joked a little about his work and the impending rush of fruity drink orders. The only way I could get time to call was to sneak back here and slice up more pineapples and watermelons. Sounds like got a pretty serious case of thirsty Thursday there. I don't envy you that, to be sure. I've almost cut myself twice, and that was just on the limes. Still, I don't want to leave you wondering what happened to me. I certainly didn't want to stand you up. I appreciate that. Would have been bad if I'd already made reservations. Fortunately, they don't take calls after 10 p.m. It's not just that. The movie earlier, the coffee, it was nice. You're an easy person to be around, and I haven't had that in a long time. Careful. I'm not that easy. I need dinner and a movie first. Maybe some flowers and chocolates too. He chuckled for a moment and seemed about to speak when I heard the music pounding into the background. Someone shouted over the din and Jax called back to them. No rest for the wicked, I suppose. Not tonight, it seems. Guess I'll have to pick up those flowers and chocolates after my shift. I hate to cut it short, Zane, but I gotta run. Jack scrambled in the call and left me sitting upright in bed, staring at my phone. All the anxiety I had been having from before seemed so silly now. He wanted to see me again. He even said he did. Who knows when we might have the chance, though. Thought I'd try to call him back. Maybe he could steal away a moment or two. We could have lunch or something tomorrow. He isn't picking up. Maybe he can't hear his phone, or maybe he's busy. I would always drop by the club. We're dropping by the club. If we couldn't find the time to do it, then I needed to make the time to see him again. He mentioned a meal break and didn't sound thrilled about his food options. Maybe I should grab him something to bring him. I got myself together and headed towards the door. Only two questions was what to bring. Between me and the club, there were very few choices that were open this late. Here's curry, mi amor, dragon's house of noodles, burger wolf. Burger wolf. It wasn't much of a romantic dinner, but Burger Wolf was two very important things. Fast and cheap. Considering I was pressed for time, it seems like the best option. I pulled through the drive-thru and after a quick scan, went with two monster burger meals. Who doesn't like a double meat patty and fries at 1 a.m.? I mean, aside from most normal people. With traffic being almost non-existent, it was easy, though, to get to the club in record time. After wrestling with the car to slip into the only space remaining, I hoofed it to the front and made my way inside. The place was packed from wall to wall, and I could barely hear anyone over the music and the crowd. Seemed the sorority girls Jack had mentioned and invited a few more friends over throughout the night. Hey girls, it's fresh meat, and not a bad looking one at that. Woo! Oh, I'm not gonna try. I fluttered in place as the girls bounced in front of me, sloshing her drink around. It was pretty clear from her expression that it wasn't her first. Come on, Cutlu. Woo, we're all here to party. You should come join us. I know Monique would be into you. I tried to bow out, shouting over the noise as she began to tug my arm and yank me in the direction of their booth. I desperately looked around for Jax or anyone else I recognized as she pulled me into a table, scattered with shot glasses. Oh no! I was apprehended by a sorority girl. Well, that's unfortunate. As I was about to down one, just to get them to let go of me, one of the other bartenders from last night tapped me on the shoulder. He gave me a wink and nudged me back as he laid out a whole new array of beverages. For an enthusiastic crowd, they seemed to forget about me for the moment and snagged each of their alcoholic fruit salads off the tray. Sorry about that. They've been getting a little rowdy. Follow me. The two of us made our way through the club and back to the main bar. He lifted the small separator and ushered me past it, and through the sweeping kitchen door. It was a bit darker back there. It was also much quieter. Now I don't have to shout. You're Zane, right? Jax has been complaining about having to work tomorrow since the start of his shift. He told us you might be dropping by. Seems like he's pretty fond of you. He gave me a bit of an elbow nudge as I stammered back to him. I didn't expect his coworkers to be so aware of his dating life. I just tried to smile and not feel too awkward about someone knowing more about me than I did about them. Aw. Yeah, well, we hit it off pretty well. Good to see him dating and been trying to bury himself in work for long. Heck, it's just his luck that the one day he asks off this week is when Mitch gets sick. He led me back to an empty prep table in the back of the kitchen. A couple of absurd bar stools served as chairs. Abused bar stools served as chairs. He motioned to one and smiled. I'll let him know you're back here. After I got saddled, he stepped back into the club. My head was spinning. In 5 minutes, I learned more about Jax's past than I ever over our whole first date. Still, his initial reaction to me outside the bar made a little more sense, though I still don't know what had actually happened. I started unpacking what I brought, grabbed a few dishes from the clean stack near the dishwasher, and set them up on the table. I just poured us each a glass of water, then Jax walked in. It had clearly been a long night for Jax, and his chipper attitude was waning, and his stomach was audibly rumbling. It made me wonder if he'd had a chance to grab something to eat since this morning. I hate to be blunt, but I'm starving. Do you mind if we just jump in? Not at all. I nibble at my food while Jax wolfed his down. I asked him about his day, he was doing now, and the two of us exchanged pleasantries as we ate. I still couldn't put what the other bartender had said out of my head, nor the awkwardness of him knowing my name without knowing his. Jax must have sensed it as he sat down his food and smiled. Much better. Sorry, but I don't get But if I don't get some to eat, I tend to collapse around this point.